Hi, my name is Robert McIntyre. I graduated class of 2015 at Sunset, and I'm now a mechanical engineering student at Purdue University. This will be I'm a rising sophomore, so this will be my second year in the fall, this coming fall. My experience has been absolutely fantastic so far. I've had a great time. The schoolwork's been extremely tough, but that's to be expected. It's just a completely different experience being away from home and your parents and all that. And you're basically living with your friends 24/7. It's great. It's great. Like the life of an engineer. Um, it's hard. Or I guess I should say anyone going into the STEM fields. Excuse me. It's hard, but it pays off, and there are a lot of opportunities for jobs and internships and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, no, I like it there. I like going to a big school like Purdue. There's always stuff going on there. There's a ton of resources and a ton of opportunities to get involved, and I think that's one of the most important things. Um, being at Sunset, or and going into college is just getting involved, whether that be a social activity, a sport, or a design team, or some kind of club or activity outside of regular school. Because I mean, sure, getting good grades is very important and all that, but what really defines you and helps you build a lot of skills is what you do outside the classroom as well. For instance, I'm on an aerial robotics team right now at Purdue that's building a UAV to compete for a competition for the Navy in Washington, D.C. And it's got a ton of sub teams. I'm on the mechanical and aerospace sub team. And I've just gotten a ton of hands-on experience doing stuff like that. So um, I've worked with a bunch of different composites, including fiberglass and carbon fiber. So advanced manufacturing techniques like that. With 3D printing, that's a given. CNC machining, you name it. I've just gotten a ton of hands-on experience with that. I've also gotten a ton of design experience. Doing stuff like that. So I've been learning CATIA and SolidWorks and other CAD programs, and just being involved with that sort of thing, you meet tons of different kinds of people from all over the world, different majors, different concentrations, and it's refreshing, and it really expands your horizon. So that's one thing I would say to uh, wherever you end up, just make sure you get involved with something. So let's see. Some of the most valuable things I took at Sunset, I think, were a lot of the dual enrollment courses that they offer. Um, uh, because you can get credit for that, and that definitely helped going in as a first year engineer, being able to, or I guess I shouldn't. That really helped because um, I was able to get those early prereqs out of the way that a lot of people normally have to take going in as a freshman. Um, so I'm talking about like writing 120, 121. Um, I know Calc 1 offers dual enrollment credit. That was a good one to take. That one especially. Um, Java was fantastic. And I guess on that subject, I think I look back and I'm really glad I took Java because before that I hadn't really done much programming or anything in computer science really. Um, and it, just based on my first year experience, I've had to do a ton of programming, more than I thought I would. But I'm really happy that I already had some experience with Java. For instance, just in my first week there, we were already diving into MATLAB, which is based off of C, and that's fairly similar. And it gave me a huge leg up to already have some experience with a similar language, and I was able to just cruise right through, and it was really really nice. Um, Having the credit for Java, the college credit for Java was great too, because it meant I didn't have to take the ultra super low level intro programming class they have engineers take. Um, I did end up taking another programming class, and I've absolutely enjoyed it. So I would definitely say that's a good one to take as well. Um, IB history, they offer dual enrollment credit for that, and that again, that was great to take because then I didn't have to do an intro history course. Um, get that out of the way, and um, you know, having all these credits um, really allows you to start progressing down your path to whatever major you want to go to, and I think that's really important because going to college isn't cheap. Um, and taking advantage of the time you have there to work on the courses that you really need, I think is important. And having those already done and having experience in a college level course already um, is just fantastic. So I can't recommend those anymore. I mean, they're great. The other class that I'm really happy I took was IB Physics HL2, which I ended up testing in that, and I was able to get credit for that. That allowed me to bypass the 100 level physics courses that they have engineers, or not just engineers, but a lot of the STEM majors take. And that allowed me to go right ahead and start working on some higher level physics courses. And that was just great to already have that out of the way. Because a lot of those intro courses, depending on where you go, of course, at a big school like Purdue, they're total weed out classes. And it's nice to not have to go in there and demonstrate that you can deal with a college level course like that. It's nice to already be at that level. And I guess on that topic, all of the IB courses, whether you test in them or not, they're all very valuable, and they just prepare you for that high level of rigor. So much to the point that your first classes going into college, if you take IB courses, they'll almost seem like review. They'll be easy, and that's just really nice. So it's not that much of a shock going in. Some things that I found surprising going into college were, I think, the relationships you have with your teachers or professors, and the TAs as well. In high school, you find that the teachers care about you more, and it's a smaller class setting most of the time. And you really can develop a good relationship with teachers without having to go out of your way to do that. And TAs, you might never see them at high school, honestly. You might even know they exist for that course. In college, it's a little different. You kind of have to go out of your way to get to know the professors. You have to, go to their office hours and all that. And that I thought was surprising. That was quite different. And they could honestly care less whether you exist or not in certain classes, depending on how big it is, of course. But once you get to know them, that can be a great relationship as well, and become a future reference, or someone you can ask about research and stuff like that. So that I thought was surprising. Outside of that, this goes for high school too, not just college, but being really proactive, I think is quite important. Especially coming around to finding a job or internship or anything like that. You really have to put yourself out there and know who you are and what kind of skills and abilities you have, and be able to talk about that. In the end, all I can really say is, of course, continue to get good grades and all that. Continue to hone in on your skills and expand your horizons. Explore your passions, whatever they mean. If you don't have anything you want to go into, just try different things out, and maybe you'll find something that really interests you. Just go for a variety of things. But just continue to build on your experiences, because in the future, what companies will really look for is who you are and what you have to bring to the table. And those experiences and skills and abilities really shape who you are. So that'd be what I, focus on that. And of course, have a good time while you're at it. I mean, high school flies by pretty quickly. Just keep going and finish strong, whatever you're doing.